I wanted to take a moment and introduce you to the Sentinel program's online page. So this was just posted up a couple days ago, and it's hosting some information about how to do reporting around the frac sand mining industry when we think there might be some permit violations going on. And we can talk a little bit more through that later, but I just want to give you a quick intro to what's here on this page. So basically we have some background information, people who are involved, what we've done on the project, but the really important stuff starts down here on the Sentinel materials. It's important to note this is all in draft format, and things in here can be edited and updated later, but I'm just going to take a little bit of time and talk through what each one of these pieces are. So this first page is the incident report form, and essentially I just have it pulled up on this tab. It's a simple form that'll help you fill out information about something that you think might be a permit violation. And this is what the form looks like. And then there's a guide available below with information in blue about types of material that you might fill in each one of those spots. So up here at the top, just because it's a little harder to see here, we have a PDF version of this printout. So you can take this form and print it and fill it out by hand if you'd like. There's also an online version of the form here. But it's important to note that once you fill out this information, that it needs to go somewhere else. So we'll take a minute and talk through what to do with this information in a little bit, but this link right here will take you directly to the DNR's reporting page for violations, which when we get there will look like this big red page. But just to get back to the materials that's here, this form can be a little bit daunting if you don't know what you're looking for or you're not sure if something is a permit violation. And that's why, just going back to the main page here on the Sentinel program, that's what the rest of these links are here to help you fill out. If you feel confident that you know something is a permit violation or you think it might be, no worries about the rest of these pages. Just use the reporting, just use that link and report directly to the DNR. But say you're interested in learning a little bit more about observable air quality violations related to frac sand mining. You can click on this link here, which will take you to another page that'll talk more specifically about that. And I am having loading time problems here just because I have a screen recording going. So we'll give this a second to load. Here we go. Okay, great. So this page is basically just support material. Don't feel overwhelmed by it and don't worry about it if it's too much for you. It's just some support information if you find it useful. So there's a little bit of information at the top here about air quality and frac sand mining, what we think can be reported to the DNR or to others, and then some information about what can be helpful to collect when you're reporting an air violation. So this type of material, this specifically right in here, is really going to help you fill out that form. So then there's information below here about where these types of reports can go. So they can go to the DNR, they can also go to the regional departments, Land and County Conservation, and then there's this little thing here that says local contacts, and we can talk through some other avenues for sharing these reporting violations to others a little bit later. And then finally below, if you're really interested in how these are directly written into the laws and policies around air quality and mining, these are some of the specific violations that could be that you could see or observe around the frac sand mining sites. But again, don't worry about this if it's too much or it feels complicated and you just want to report, some sand blowing off a pile. Don't worry about it. Great. So I'll just get back here to this main page, and we'll talk a little bit through through the reporting form. So right here, very simple, your name, address, town, county, these are things that you will need to include in your online report to the DNR. And this is also, I mean, it sounds silly because you know who you are and where you live and all that, but this is a record of an incident. So it's really helpful in terms of record keeping that you actually do record this information as you put together information about a suspected violation. So there's some room here to describe what you've observed, when it was observed, where you were, and any further information that you have. This document, it's a living document, and this is why here it's also important to share out the person or place you contacted about this incident and the method that you used to do it. Did you call it in? Did you fill out this the online report to the DNR? And you can include a couple other important pieces of information that you find here. And that's pretty much what goes into this form. So the material that you've put together here, say you kept a copy of this in your car, and when you see something, you can document it. This is just, it's helpful for you when you come to the filing the report to the DNR or making the phone call to the DNR. And I'll just scroll down on this page a little bit more to show you that there is on here as well, there are other ways to contact the DNR about this. If you'd like to get on the phone and report something to the hotline, that's available here. There's contact information, and also that form for how you might do this online. And I've pulled up that form here. We saw it a little bit earlier. This big red page. Don't let it scare you. You're going to have everything you need to fill this out. But again, here's that phone number just in case you prefer to make a call. Now it's kind of funny here, to continue onto this form, you got to click this little blue button below. And this little blue button is going to bring you to the reporting form page for the DNR. So if you filled out all the information by hand already, you already have a lot of this. You know, how did you find out about the violation, description of it, and all that information can be included on here, and the address of where you were, what you saw, and of course here, like you'll notice, some of these are required, like this one here is required, but some of these aren't, like they're supporting information. But I think the more that you can fill this out, the better. You know, if there's a vehicle involved, there's information about that below here. And then finally, this little thing I'm going to show you down here, this is where you can upload a photo or upload any other support materials that you have to talk about what was going on that you're wanting to report. And after you're done filling out this form, this is the little submit button. I'm not going to press it right now because I don't have anything filled in here, but that's what you would do. Okay, I'm going to take just one more second to talk about other places that you can report to. So we've talked about that you can do reporting by a phone call to the DNR. You can also fill out this online report to go to the DNR, but there are other places where it can be important to talk about some of these suspected violations. So one is, let's say we're sure this is an air violation and we really want to get in touch with the people who are directly responsible for that facility in enforcement on air violations. There's this website here, I'll include it in the top of this page, but basically what it does is it's a search for the permits that are available on frac sand mining sites and all sites that are related to air quality that require permits. So I'm just going to click the little search here because I want to look for a facility that I have noticed a violation at, and let me just go through an example here. So One thing that's important and interesting to note on this page is that you can enter one or more of the search terms. So you don't have to worry actually about filling out all of this information. All you have to do is fill out a couple things that you know. So maybe I'm interested in Superior Silica site. I know it's a Superior Silica mine, and I know that this one is in Chippewa County. So that's just a little bit of information, and then the site itself is already going, aha, and we're going to click the little search button. And any second now, there we go. Okay, so I have the general facility information up here, so great, this is exactly the site that I was looking for. And then I also have the contact information for the DNR employees who are responsible for permitting and enforcing on this site. So I have a couple names, I have a couple email addresses, and I have a couple phone numbers. So this can be really important and helpful as well if you want to get in direct contact with somebody who is responsible for working on a site. This search engine can be helpful in finding out who those people are. Okay, let's do another one. Let's say we know there was a lot of sand blowing around, and I'm also really interested in talking to somebody who works in public health locally. Okay, so I have another website pulled up here, and again, I will share this link. But this is a great page, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. And if I scroll down here, there's an interactive map that I can click the county on that I'm interested in contacting someone at. So great, we already know I'm interested in Chippewa County. So I'm going to click this here. And right away, I have an address, an email, and a direct contact, a person to talk to at this place about my concern, my health concern. So again, the form that you filled out at the beginning here, when you spotted an incident, something that happened, you can use that to talk to this person about what has happened, and you can record on that form that you had a conversation with this person on what day it is, to say that you have reached out about this issue. Okay, I'm going to do one more here, and this is a great file. I just noticed it was updated and posted very recently, and it has all the contact information for the land and conservation districts locally in Wisconsin. It's a pretty big document, but it's in alphabetical order, and so I can scroll straight down to Chippewa County, Crawford, up here, Columbia, Clark. There it is. Great. And I have the Land Conservation and Forest Management Department and all of the contacts there who might be interested in learning about the potential violation that I saw at a frac sand mining site. Great, so I'm going to share these links up on the top of the page here, and otherwise I really look forward to hearing back from you about how this goes. Please feel free to comment in. There's on the main page, back here on the main page for the Sand Sentinel program, there is a questions button. So say you go through something and you have a question and you want to talk to other people about it who are trying to do reporting too, or who might have more information, give this button a click. You'll need to have a public lab login, but it's really easy to do. You can do it through your Facebook or Google accounts. And someone will get back to you and we'll be chatting about this. Also, if you have suggestions or problems that you run into with any of this material or with reporting, go ahead and use this Ask a Question button and let's talk about it. All right, thanks so much for sharing with me today. I'm really excited about this, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. Okay, thanks a lot.